Now let's talk about circadian rhythms, because no amount of supplements, microdosing, or good intentions can override a nervous system that doesn't know what time it is. Your circadian rhythm is your body's internal clock. It's not about sleep. It governs so much when hormones are released, how your brain is going to be clearing out waste, your mood stability, insulin sensitivity, energy levels, memory, learning. And this clock is ancient. It evolved in relationship to the sun, the moon, light, darkness, temperature. Not screens, not lamps, not electricity, not schedules. And when this rhythm is supported, the body knows when to be alert and when to repair. When it's disrupted, everything becomes harder, including emotional regulation and cognitive clarity. So, why circadian health matters in this life stage? During perimenopause, menopause, the circadian system becomes a little more sensitive. Estrogen, progesterone interact directly with melatonin production and even cortisol rhythms and body temperature regulation and the whole architecture of your sleep. And this is why so many of us experience early waking, trouble staying asleep, fragmented sleep, and morning fatigue. It's a big one. So these are, again, signals that the internal clock needs support. Circadian rhythms and the way that they work with the brain is, as you'll see in other modules here, that the deepest repair happens at night, right, during sleep. The lymphatic system is clearing all those proteins associated with cognitive decline and inflammation. And so if the circadian rhythms are off, again, this cleanup is going to be incomplete and it's going to affect, this is cascading symptoms of what we've been talking about. So this is one of the most protective factors against cognitive decline. And so when we talk about microdoses and circadian alignment, then this is how the beauty that they can help work together in synergy, increasing alertness and activating so many functions in the body, stabilizing them. So when circadian rhythms are supported and optimized, then we can integrate microdosing much better. So this goes one with the other. The body needs clear signals for when to be awake and when to rest. And so, and they're really simpler than most people think. And one of the most important ones to regulate your circadian clock is going to be daylight. Morning light is going to tell your brain, the day has begun, I need to start releasing these specific hormones. Darkness will tell your body, okay, melatonin, repair can start. Other powerful signals include consistent meal timing, movement early in the day, cool temperature at night. Try not to sleep in a very warm room and reduce stimulation in the evening. You don't need perfection, yeah, but you need to be regular and practice. So again, few things you can do is get natural light in your eyes within 30 to 60 minutes of waking up. Don't grab your phone. Go outside. No sunglasses if possible, just daylight. Move your body early in the day. Stretch, gentle cardio. Eat your first meal at a consistent time. Eat at least 3 hours before you go to sleep. Dim lights in the evening, hopefully a really dark room you can sleep in, and create kind of a predictable winding down kind of ritual, yeah? On microdosing, the period that you experience microdosing, avoid late dosing. Take your capsule in the morning, because morning and early afternoon is going to align best with the circadian biology that will be supported by the microdoses. So now let's look at this from a more of a metaphorical Ayurveda, indigenous cosmology optics. Early hours in the morning, right? You see the world. How does it feel for you? If you have a backyard or if you have some space, outdoor space outside, or even through the window, you can see that the world is wet and dewy. Wet and dewy. Remember, moist. Everything is sluggish. The earth is waking up. the earth is holding on to the moisture of the night before. And so is the body. The body's waking up and there is moisture retention. If you notice outside, just like outside in the environment, inside of you in your inner terrain, you might feel that you're more prone to congestion. This is the time where you feel congestion the most, is when you wake up. So in Ayurveda, these early hours in the morning are called the kapha time of the morning. It's a very earthy and wet time from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. basically. Then is the time that we want to start stimulation and movement. And so one of the worst things that we can do at this time is to eat cold, sluggish, sticky, sweet foods. Because when we put that in our bodies at this time, we're actually slowing digestion even more. So opt for a warm breakfast, warm beverage. Then in the afternoon, as the sun becomes higher and reaches its peak around between 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., then you're really awake. And these are your most productive hours. This is when the sun's metabolic activity is high, and so is the human metabolic activity. So it's a great time for any worldly tasks and for your biggest meal. Then between the hours of 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., we can stretch and release the wind from our knuckles, from our joints, because the sun begins to set. And so now we see that our focus and our fire begins to wind down and the wind to pick up. In the wind, I speak specifically in the terms of the vata time of the day, the wind, the air space. So we need to slow down. But this is this kind of window that we can do this little extra pick me up. And in the evening, as the sun begins to set, and then darkness comes into the earth, you walk into the grass at that time, things are more settled, you can sense the energy, same in your digestive system, that begins to shut down, right? So dinner can be around 6 p.m. and it should be hopefully a warm, earthy, grounding meal. And it's a good time also to have something cozy. It's the kapha time of the day again, so it's asking us to start to prepare for rest and repair. Then what happens between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m.? This is so interesting outside. What happens to the trees? They begin to respirate differently. This is the silent repair inside our bodies. This is internal metabolic activity that switches. This is deep sleep generally. This is melatonin production also at its highest. And so this is the time for healing. If you sleep between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m., this is perfect. 2 a.m., something shifts. And when we're experiencing menopause, these are the times when the vata time comes up. We may experience excessive heat because from 2 a.m. to 6 p.m., slowly light starts to emerge. So the cleanse of the body has finished. And now these are the hours where we are more light in our sleep because there's more space, there's more energy. This is the REM sleep. And so if these are the windows where you're falling asleep, yoga nidra can help. And then there's the concept that I love in Vedic thought in Ayurveda called the Brahma Muhurta, which is an important time, especially for menopause relief. Waking up around between 5 and 6 a.m. in the morning. This is the point of access to your deepest learning capacities, long-term capacities, long-term repair. This is a time for prayer, ritual, mantra, song, movement, breath work, pranayama, meditation. It's the perfect time because it's the time where we can boost our immunity and maintain pH balance in the blood. And it's just such a magical time. It's the time where you get to recreate your reality. It's a time to, in Sanskrit, Brahma Muhurta means the time of Brahma, sacred time of divinity, creator's time. So it's this part of the morning, which is really, really like, I think it lasts for like 45 minutes. That is the best time to practice yoga, meditation, because it's believed that the mind and the body are in this perfect state of balance at this time. And outside is so magical, right? The air is calm and peaceful, and there's this silence and serenity. So again, following these routines allows us to enhance our endocrine glands and endocrine function. So circadian rhythms is how we live. So we work with the tide, not against it. Each of these phases or cycles really has an opportunity for a specific certain function in the body to work really well if we pay attention.